I've had two videos recently that were inspired by really interesting comments I received. The links are down below if you haven't caught them yet. And then my friend, Harry, popped into the second of these videos, and here's what he commented. Heard you're running obscure builds from the comment section now. Only true kings run solo base stat level 1 ant, but you didn't hear that from me. So he's thrown out this just atrocity of a comment. A level 1 base stats ant. What could you possibly cook up with that? So I got to thinking, it was late at night, maybe I was a bit delusional and sleep deprived, but I had an idea. I can make this ant work. Let's check out what I did. Alright, this synergy that you're about to see, I don't think I've ever seen anybody run it, which is actually surprising when you think about it. And I'll tell you right now, it's a build involving an ant that actually doesn't involve an ant. So maybe you can figure out how I'm going to do that. Let's go fast. And let's talk about Harry, my man Harry. Harry's an interesting fella. He's quite off-center, but he's very worldly, he's very intelligent. Probably the worst thing about Harry was he went through this phase where he called himself the Hawkman, like he'd talk in third person, like Hawkman's hungry, Hawkman's going to the toilet, like that kind of, like that kind of thing. And like, it just got really odd. Like it was funny the first couple of times, and then you'd like introduce him to people like, hey, this is my mate Harry. And he'd be like, I'm the Hawkman. And like, it became juvenile at a certain point. He's a good fella. He really is a good fella. And he's quite a giggly fella, so it's fitting that our name's the Giggly Warriors. Now look, that's an anteater. That's a double anteater. That's sort of like an ant. Right? That's sort of like that's an ant in a way. There's an ant inside of this anteater. I'm the anteater. Okay. Moving on. But what else about Harry? You may have seen him on Rate My Gameplay recently. He was the one he won with a solo deer on Turtle Pack. It was insane. So, Harry, he's British, right? Like born in England. You sound like you're from London, and but he's full Australian accent. Grew up in Australia his whole life, but born in England, I believe. And his dad's name is like John or something, but his dad wanted an Australian sounding name, so he just goes by Davo, even though his name is like not Dave. It's really peculiar, if I'm being honest, but it is interesting. And it's sort of odd how, like, moving away from Harry and more towards England, the England-Australia relationship is really weird. Like, we were founded by the British. Some convicts, some not convicts. And so, like, technically we have a relation to like, as Australians, we're connected to the English, but enough time has passed that not really. Like, if I see an English person or meet an English person, I'm like, we are connected in a sense. But it's sort of like at there's like a family gathering and you see like your second or third cousin you only see once every couple of years, and you're like, I know you, but do I really know you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, shout out to England, man. And Davo and the Hawkman. I guess what else is there to say? I don't know. Have you seen my anteater? It's pretty cool. Now, what's the synergy? What is the damn synergy, huh? Actually, you want to know a story about the whole, like, thing? So there's the idea that all of the original Australians were convicts, right? And, like, I'd say we're a pretty aggressive type of people for the most part. So, like, if anyone was to assume that we all came from convicts, I wouldn't blame them, right? However, my wife, who is not Australian, was like, I thought all of you guys were convicts. And I was like, well, actually, like, there was a lot of people that came over that just had to do some work or had to do something like that. And she's like, oh, okay, so you're not all convicts. Fast forward, like, a year. It's my uncle's, like, 60th birthday. And he starts talking about how he'd recently been doing like 23andMe, you know, those things that tell you your heritage. And the first thing he says, he's like, yeah, so he traced it back. Turns out my great-great-great-great-grandfather was a convict. And my wife looks at me like, I thought all of you were convicts. I was like, I'm not a bloody convict. I didn't really have much more of that. By the way, you can see we're pursuing a no held perks type of synergy. Have you figured it out yet? And the anteater is carrying ants. We won't even get to see them this round, but believe me, they're in there. And Harry, they're actually worse than base stats, because the base stats ant is 2-2, and the ants of this come out at 1-1, so it's even more alpha, right? Just to clarify again, once again, not all Australians came from convicts. Maybe only like half of us. Like, I'm not full convict blood. I guess I don't know for sure, actually. I don't truly know. I'd have to do like a 23andMe or like whatever my uncle did, but I'm kind of afraid to do it if I'm being honest. Like, what if it comes back like straight convict? Am I better off living my life as a lie? Does it even matter that my ancestors were convicts? Would you judge me if I said, hey, my whole lineage dating back to when my family moved to Australia was convicts? Would you care? A bit of a philosophical question to go along with some Super Auto Pets gameplay. The two things go hand in hand, as the math is good. Icarus Syndrome, see this guy a lot. So by the way, Highland Cow's still cracked. The Highland Cow continues to be absolutely busted custard. That's nice. We're on 8 wins, by the way. That happened quick. Have you figured it out yet? Did you figure it out earlier? Do you have no idea what the hell I'm going about? By the way, my plan was to just ramble and distract you from the gameplay, so you couldn't figure out what's going on. I'm gonna guess you're an alert person, you are. I'm gonna guess you cracked it already. Or maybe me talking about my convict heritage and the relationship between Brits and Australians rattled you. You figured it out now, right? That's a yak. That's odd. Guess you just need another reindeer. And there it is. If you didn't figure it out, Harry. This synergy. I titled this synergy Friendship. That's what this synergy is called. Friendship. My man has. All jokes aside, he's been a huge support to me. Really helped me like find my legs and like just give feedback, let me know who's enjoying what I was doing. Like, that means a lot, you know? Which, by the way, we're not beating this team. The Highland Cow continuing to be strong and giving 50 trumpets at this point actually almost gets us there. Maybe not, but, you know, we weren't... We didn't disgrace ourselves. So now we're just taking... some nice little reindeer scaling on the second R. Originally, I was going to make the word hairy because he's really hairy, but I wasn't interested in running a iguana. And here it is, the friendship synergy has gone over the line, baby! Shout out to you, Harry. You sent an absolutely garbage suggestion, but it did lead to something kind of fun. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you, in fact. Show some love to Harry and I'm gone. Wait, have I uploaded this after New Year's? I don't know what my schedule is going to be. If it's after January 1st, Happy New Year's. If it's not January 1st yet, Merry Christmas, I guess. All right, goodbye.